Alright, welcome back fans and friends. For this upcoming video, we have the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454, the M2 Cast Lines Detroit Muscle Series Premium Edition, and I brought it up earlier. They have their basic line, the auto drivers and so on. And as you can see here, this is the older series. I'll get to it a little bit later, but as you can see here, it lists all the features in both English and French. Opening door, separate headlights, separate hood, rubber tires. And you can see there, they're just saying everything they include. Details like no other. Designed in the USA. And premium edition right there. Edition de qualité supérieure over there in French. And as we can see, this one, like I'm saying, it's the 2015 model. Why I'll get to that is because they include some things in this one that they don't in later editions. As you can see here, the tail of my cat. I cannot get him to move without inflicting any more violence, so I will just work around him. And then they have the usual stuff here, the warnings, the cast line, which I don't think is as evident in their series right now. The barcode, the Goodyear for the tires, gasket, Mr. Gasket Co., center line, Edelbrock, E&T wheels, and there's General Motors, because Chevrolet is a General Motors. As you can see here, it's from 2015. The past few I've done have been more modern, 2021. And I will, as you can see right there, one of the more defining things is they give you that plastic insert which physically opens the hood. I'm going to just open it up and I'll get right to it. So at the end of there you can see the General Motors family of cars. Anyway, used to be, now there's no Pontiac, but or Oldsmobile, but you see Cadillac there, Buick, Chevrolet. No General Motors, so I mean there's that. And that's just the back tree right there. And here we have it, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. Just gonna pop it out of its another thing that they include with this one that they don't include now is this thing here. Holds the door closed, so I will literally have to, as you can see there on the other side, it holds that door like that. And the door obviously does not want to shut. But anyway, I will get to that there. And you can see here the wheels, they seem to want to spin by themselves, which is great. And as you can see the detail on this, you can see there SS 454. You can see the Goodyear on the tires. And there you see 1970 SS on the right side there. Chevelle up there on the top right. All the inserts and parts for the lights are separate, which is very nice. Once you get on the side, you see the SS. Pretty much very well done. As you can see there. And what I was going to get to is really minor, but they don't include this anymore in the more modern versions. As you can see the engine detail there, very well done. It's not entirely painted over. You can see that the orange molds into the black. Just a separate circle there is entirely painted itself, and then all of this is very generic. You can see the hood opens very well, but well, it's very stiff, but it does loosen up quite quickly. And it doesn't really seem that this thing here is necessary, but it's just one of those things that they included before and they don't include now. Let's see if I can get it to. And if, especially like let's say the green lights with the hood after a few times of opening and closing does not want to open or close, but that's the way it goes. At least with this, they give you the option where you can put that part in it and it will keep the hood open for display purposes, obviously. talk about the base, because this part here is absolutely not included in the more modern series. And as I showed you, that thing there was probably holding the door open, and this thing here was keeping the door shut. And it's kind of a shame, but I mean, if you're going to display it, you're probably not going to want that, because you're going to change how you're going to display it, and that is very fixed. However, it also does keep it from, if it does come loose but never upside down, it'll keep it from rolling around in there. So there we go. As before, I complained it could not open or close, but now without that in the way, lo and behold, opens and closes by itself. I'm not going to close that hood. You already know what it looks like. And you can see there the details. Standard M2 practice, very well done for the most part. I think this car overall is very well done. You can see there the great detail in the front. And now we're just going to take a look at the underside. There you have it, 2015 cast line ink in China. I think there's the number there. It comes apart like all their other M2s. There's the screw, and then it just has a little clip that goes in the back there. It'll scissor open like that. And there you go, 1970 Chevelle, but it doesn't have the 454 SS, probably because they may have used it for non-454 versions. So you just use the same base and then just print over on what you want to get out of it. And you have there the wheels. This one, as you can see, the wheels, I've complained about Greenlight before, and they appear to not have as many problems with them. They appear to roll very well. And we'll just do the driving test. Has a slight wobble, but it does freely roll, which is great. And this is one of the things where I complain about some of the newer ones. If you watch this Super B one I have earlier, it does not want to roll. But this one actually I've been wanting to do for a while. I can see there's a little bit of a defect there with the door. I noticed that before, where as you can see the huge gap and it's sliding up there. So I guess I can try and dismantle it later and see if I can get it to fix. But this door seems to be done very well. It's kind of a shame. But also I don't know if this might have been leaning on that part. So other than that little door defect, I mean the car seems to want to roll very well. You can see how freely spinning the wheels are. It has a slight wobble, but it's not going to impact too much of it. All the doors and everything else, except for obviously that one there, seems to be done very well. And it even comes with that little plastic thing, which is not absolutely necessary, but it's just a nice thing to include. So there we have it. From a previous generation, back when M2 included a lot of extras that they don't include now, including these little uprights here. And why that's important is if you've seen the other videos, once again, the car will not settle where the wheels are being crushed because you've screwed it too tightly to the base. With these things, it's literally a standoff that prevents you from doing that. And it also means that I think there's no threading on the plastic, so you won't strip it if you over tighten it. And to cut myself off, that's the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. I said that correctly, it's right there. R30 2015, casting number 14, release 30. And thank you guys for watching, and till the next one.